fungus. Cyborg. They really think they're funny, don't they? They have no idea what's about to happen. Ikaza. Synthwave. That's what we like. Oh. Oh, they shut up about the fungi, didn't they? Cybussy. FML. Fuck yeah. Fulgur my love. Fratricide my lord. Oh shit. Is my microphone on? Fuck.
Don't make me use lethal force.
Yo, how you doing?
First your heart, then your valuables.
Keep your eyes on me.
Come in. Do you read me? The year is 375 ATF. 375 years ago, the last of humanity came to an end. The Doomers were poisoned by their own excretions. Against that noxious wasteland, the megacities stood tall. The Republic was once such megacity, now home to over 80 million people. Citizens of the Republic survived with advanced technology. Cynets, cybernetic implants and prosthetics. Filtration devices to breathe the toxic air. And of course, eyes. The optical implant that allows any user to see the world as they like. But not everyone was so happy with the Republic. A criminal group calling themselves the Martyrists had formed. Their sole intention was to end the Republic, and with it, humanity's last chance at survival. Seeing themselves as the heroes, they slaughtered thousands, and finally, found a way to end it all for good. Time travel. Are you serious?
It's all experimental, but they don't care. They're desperate to go back 4 centuries and undo all of this.
So behind this door is timey-wimey MacGuffin shit, huh?
Are you kidding me? We're the final 2 members of the Legion left standing. Do you take anything seriously?
You're afraid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You should be. You're the last member of the Legion left standing. Me? I'm a Legatus. Just do me one little favor and die slowly to distract a few on your way out. That's my girl.
You absolute—
And that's an RPG. You might want to... Ow. Vulpes? I should have known you'd be cowardly enough to run away to another time.
You really don't die, do you, Legatus? Unlike your friends.
Tell me about it. Shouldn't even distract one enemy.
And now I must bid you adieu, for I will make sure this never happened.
Mm-hmm.
You get it, don't you? You won't exist.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You don't want to stop me?
You know why I hate time travel stories?
Huh?
And other reality-bending crap?
You... what?
I always do these dumb ass pulls where a character goes back to try and change something. So, let me tell you how this works. Either time travel doesn't exist and you step through that whatever and get torn to pieces never to be seen again, or you go through and create a new timeline where you from the present has gone back to go to the past. You create a very nice timeline for you and all your friends, which becomes just a self-relating existence where you are gods that you know all. Either way, I think therefore I am, and you're not rerunning my existence. I'll still be in a world where you didn't exist 400 years ago. So, be my guest. Roll those dice. And fuck off out of my timeline.
Oh yeah? How about we roll those dice together one last time, Fu-chan?
What the? Oh, great. Here we fucking go. Okay, you got this. Yeah. I really don't die. I guess the multiverse is a thing. I need a drink and a nap. This is gonna be fun. Come in. Do you read me? Fulgur Ovid here. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Have to be honest, I didn't expect to see so many of you show up for my first ever stream. Never been one for the spotlight. Always more of a hiding in the darkness kind of guy. Nonetheless, I hope we can make this time together eventful, my confidants. Oh, I am getting ahead of myself, aren't I? For now, you're all just a bunch of randoms who are keeping your eyes on Nijisanji EN's new offerings. Well, why don't we get to know each other a little better and you can see if you want to stick around. Let's just take a look at my primary monitor. The name's Fulgur Ovid. It's a Latin name that comes from the words lightning and sheep. I guess you could call me a black sheep, an electric sheep, or even a sheep in wolf's clothing. As for my age, don't worry about it. Keep in mind, I'm still technically hundreds of years from being born, so as far as I'm concerned, you're all fossils. Goddamn doomers. Isn't that fun? In any normal scenario, I'd have to dig up your old bones. Not that I want to do anything with your bones. At 178 centimeters tall, I'm one of the bigger men in my own timeline. From what I hear, many of you can grow to be over 6 feet. It must be nice having so many excess calories to go around. Just keep in mind, I probably weigh more than most of you. All 4 of my limbs are metal, as well as my spine, eyes, and throat. I won't be losing a contest of strength to anyone. Anyone. My birthday is March the 26th. I don't celebrate it, and I don't plan on any of you doing so either. But I made it be put it in, so let's just move on. Oshimark. It's lightning sheep. Fucking duh. Occupation. As for my job, in the Republic I'm known as a Legatus of Division 505. You can think of me as a detective who works alone and hunts down criminals who abuse either the Duoverse, that's our augmented reality, or imprints. I'll explain imprints at a later date. In your timeline, let's just say I'll be having fun. As for my species, that's an odd way to put that. I'm a cyborg, not a robot, and certainly not an android. Yes, I eat food, no water doesn't scare me, and I am not here to serve humanity. I was born flesh and blood just like all of you. But I lost that softness at a very young age. When it comes to languages, I know Winglish well enough despite my poor grammar and punctuation. I understand a few other languages at a very basic level. But for now, let's just say I'll be streaming in English. My color code is FF00. It's a much brighter red than I would actually wear, but apparently my darker shade was too close to someone. I suppose you'd like to take me in at this point. I don't normally show off my physical appearance, but since everyone else has so far, I won't disappoint. Double Fulgur, check it out. I made this scene just for all the vor fetishists out there. Da 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 da. Don't worry about it. Let's start with a close-up of my face. I believe this is referred to as a money shot. You may notice that I'm a little pale compared to the average man. In your time, the sun provides all the vitamin D you need for healthy skin and bones. In my time, sunlight is a sure way to get skin cancer and radiation burns. We make do with our own synthetic vitamin D, and believe me, RD feels just as good. These eyes of mine, that's spelt IIS, are Synets, an artificial implant which I use to see the world that you all see, but also augmented reality. They're far less useful in this age, and I've had to switch them and most of my body to power saving mode. But at least they'll still work as functioning eyes for a while. Just a little further down, we have my Throw 2, an air filtration device that allows me to breathe the air in my timeline. It may look like a fashionable choker, but it goes all the way through my neck and throat while making sure that I'm never at risk for losing my head. It also links to my eyes and other Synets while acting as the storage section for my neural network. Don't worry about the neural network, we'll talk about that someday too. Since it's time to go down, how about we take this back to the bedroom? As I said, I have 2 Synet arms and 2 Synet legs. And I'm having a trouble moving myself down. There we go. While you can't see it, I also have a metal spine, and technically a lot of my nervous system is also synthetic. In my prime, I can leap between buildings, land from a fall of 120 feet or 20 Vox Arcana with ease, and overhead press 2 cars or roughly 50 Vox Arcana without breaking a sweat. Down here, what are these? Pretty simple trainers, but you have to admit that they look badass. Don't make the joke. I can already see it coming. Again, they're Synets. You'll never know how big my feet are organically. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of red and black, with purple, grey, and orange as accents. That doesn't feel right. I'm not a big fan of slogans or imprints, but the Legardi jacket and shoes have quite a few. Psycho as in strongest. Justice as in I'm the good guy. Jonetsu as in passion or enthusiasm with which I take out the bad guys. And Cyborg as in I'm bored of this now. What? You're curious about this? Don't worry about it. It's probably just a tin opener. You don't have to know. We'll not be talking about that one at all. Unless you do very well later. You should probably get to know me a little more better if you're going to be sticking around. So let's go ahead and discuss the things that I like and the things that I don't. And let's change over the music. I'm growing bored of this one. That feels more fitting. Let's go. You should probably get to know a little more about me. So, literature. I have a fondness for all things literature, from writing my own stories to reading those of others as long as they're decent. You may notice that my name is a reference to both a cyberpunk novel and a Roman poet. Let me know in the chat section if you got both of them. Either way, I'd love to share some stories with you in the future and see what you think. If you ever write fiction about me or the rest of Noctyx, send it my way on social media. I'm a big fan. As for plants, I just like them. They give us air and don't complain. What's not to like? See if you can figure out my favorites in my room later. Art and animation. I'm a bit of a fanatic. You'll often see me wax poetic about whatever I happen to be watching at the current time, and if you create any fan-made content of me, well, I'll be ecstatic since I have zero artistic skill. These hands weren't made for fine movement. They were made for breaching barriers and choking people. 2 other hobbies of mine I was told not to include in the list. Tabletop RPGs. I got into Dungeons & Dragons a few years ago thanks to a group of nerdy-ass voice actors who meet on Thursdays. Since then, I've tried a few different styles of TTRPG, but always returned to 5e for the simplicity. Couldn't DM though. Don't have the improv skills or commitment, unfortunately. ARGs. They're just incredible to me. Really, any content that's hidden beneath the surface of a performance or piece of media. I'm no good at finding the clues, but I love when others do the grunt work and I get to just sit back, read about the deep lore, and see where the clues were hidden. Thanks, MatPat. What I don't like? Cooking. This one's very simple. We don't do any cooking where I come from. Everything is automated and you order whatever flavor you want your daily nutrients to be. For now, I'm surviving thanks to delivery apps, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. Don't even have a fridge. People. No clarification needed. Yeah, I know, I'm a fucking emo. Get over it. Schedules. Not a fan of them. Why lock down what you'll do with your future when you have no idea how you'll be feeling at that time? Sometimes we need them, but I still hate them. Storylines with arse pulls. You know exactly what I mean. It's especially bad when a story has a great ending, and then just keeps going for money's sakes until people lose interest. We're probably going to speedrun these last few sections since I talk way too much. I had a lot of movies, so I went ahead and listed a bunch by director to make it more digestible, even though they're all kind of smashing together, so yeah. When it comes to movies, pretty much any genre works as long as it's entertaining. The more wild and weird, the better. These are the wild and weird ones. They're freaking amazing. Also these. Anyway, let's go on to anime. Again, I have a pretty wide and varied list of interests. Anything dark and exciting will usually win me over if the story holds up. But otherwise, I'm a glutton for irreverent comedy that just never stops making jokes. A lot of people didn't get my references throughout this week to a lot of these stories. I did like Gabriel Dropout, I did Danshi Kokosei no Nichijous, like The Wind is Troubled Today, I did Ghost in the Shells, like turning into, well, this. Thermoptic Camouflage. Nobody got those. I'm very disappointed with you all. But it's fine. You just need better taste. Donghua. This is a weird one. This is a section I've added for myself. I'm a big fan of Donghua, which is also known as Chinese animation. There's been an incredible amount of good Danmei adaptations in the last few years, as well as a decent list of action, drama, and comedy series. These are all incredible. Watch them, for the love of God. You will have no idea. Games. The games, again, I'm a little all over the place. Anything with good gameplay or an intriguing story will draw me in. Failing that, as long as it passes the time, I'm gonna love it. We all need to escape reality in one way or another sometimes. I guess from now on that escape will be streaming for me, so next up, let's go with my goals for streaming. Publish a novel about myself. Like it or not, I'm stuck in this timeline, and my skills from the past, well, your future, aren't very applicable to modern life. The best I can do is use those past experiences to tell you my story. As such, I'll be doing my best to write down some of my exploits and slowly collect them in a decent way. We'll read through it together on stream, and hopefully it'll be decent enough to collect into a cohesive novel. If not, at least we'll just have some fun chatting our way through it. Show up in a lot of fan content. As I said, huge fan of fan content. That would be a fanception. You make it, I'll love it. And if you do a lot of it, maybe we'll read some fan fiction on stream and check out some fan art. Defeat Vox Arkema in every Smash tournament. This one is very simple. I don't need the win, that's not what I'm after. I just need to take that smug Voxy out. And I'll do it without a BS OP DLC buff too. He doesn't belong in this world, monster. Make you laugh and cry. In my opinion, entertainment is all just forms of tragedy and comedy, hopefully in the same time. So, I can make you laugh and cry, I feel like I'm doing great. And create some unique experiences. If there's anything that I want to do, it's create something I can be proud of within all the other foolishness. Even if we mainly mess around, I really want to create some memories that I'll be happy to take into my grave. So, on to my very uncreative taglines, which, yeah, I'm going to need your help with these. You're going to find out very quickly my imagination tends to be simplistic. So while I've come up with a few ideas for tags, for now, I'll probably need your help for the next Intro 2.0 stream where we'll have more time to discuss back and forth. For now, these are what I have for hashtags. Please do help me tomorrow morning. I am not particularly great. Oh, no, we're not doing that first. I jumped ahead 1 second. I am an idiot. You'd think somebody who is a cyborg would be better with technology, but surprisingly, not so much. Here's my schedule for the first week, with beautiful artwork done by @MiyukaPudding already this week. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have a chill chatting stream, my first ever time playing Cyberpunk 2077, Detroit Become Human, a Smash Ultimate section where you can try to kick my ass, Ghost Runner, which I love, and a special stream on Saturday that I hope you'll all join me for. That's the true start to this story. And with that said, now we can do our thanks. I'd like to say a huge thank you to some of the amazing people that helped this debut and the future streams happen. Lamb, my designer and all-around inspiration. Thanks for the drip. Lily Bones, the artist who worked on all the artwork for the motion comic at the beginning on incredibly short notice. Elsel, who built me this custom house that I now get to travel around in at free will. Fucking love it. Jinju, the artist who created my intro and outro artwork, which hopefully someday will be animated, but we had a really tight schedule. OnePix, who has created 6 unique musical tracks for us, all in a cyberpunk synthwave kind of style. You've heard brief glimpses of them, but you'll hear them a lot more in the future. Jojo Talks Too Much, the voice of Volpez, and Ami Yoshiko, the voice of unfortunately unnamed fridged cyborg. And of course, all of Noctyx, who have been keeping me sane throughout this process. Now comes the easy part of just streaming a ton. Right? Right? You're going to find links to all of these amazing creators in my video description once this video goes offline. I didn't want to spoil anything before I streamed, but please send them love. Next up will be Yugo Asima, our DJ, so be sure to move over to their stream and use the hashtag Noctyx_VT debut to tell us what you think, and hashtag FML Fulgur for talking about my debut in particular. I'd say that's about enough for this intro. I look forward to being able to properly talk to you all in the next stream. I had to hold myself back several times through the chat section because you guys are making some pretty interesting comments. But it's fine. The problem is, there's just no time. There's never enough time. Never. Thank you all for joining me on this first part of the journey. I already feel at home with the Nijisanji family, and I'm sure we'll all get to know each other very well in the future too. For the first time, this is Fulgur Ovid signing off. Don't be led astray, my confidants, and I'll catch you next time.